say hello to the people. And we're going to continue teaching me how to do the Horizon Zero Dawn New Game Plus Story PC speedrun. But we'll be pointing out, if anything's different between PC and console and that kind of thing. But Scar's going to be playing. I'm going to be talking, asking questions, learning, and just as enthralled as all of you. So welcome back. We're gonna probably just jump right in here. Scar with his beautiful photo here, and he's been trying his best not to ruin it in setup. So welcome in, everybody. All right, so we left off with the Corruptor fight. After the proving, we talk to Tirsa, do a lot of waiting, pick up our stuff, all that good things, and then we come out here and defeat a Corruptor, restart from save.
Yeah, as you
said Corruptor,
this
talk to Tab,
basically right
and
after
we make our way out.
Talking to Tab after
from there. So why don't you take us away, Scar?
There was a cutscene and some dialogue, and at the end of that, we first get access to our mount, but also we just fast travel to the main gate, and usually on this fast travel you would split. Sorry. You would split your Corruptor split and arrive at the main gate, immediately swap over by pressing left once on your D-pad, and then down to immediately call your mount here. Again, we restarted from save at the Corruptor, which set us onto lure call over here. So we had to press left once. We can wait on our mount, we could roll once forward like I usually do, so we get a bit closer to the gate, but in the end, we want to get our mount here, get on it, and then this door will open. We ride through it and have a cutscene and dialogue with Val. Your mount can now walk freely once you skip the cutscene, and it likes to go back through the door. Just be aware of that, and after the talk with Val, find your mount and continue onto your way outside of the embrace, and don't go back into the through the gate, basically. The dialogue selection will be a bottom left selection, and after that you can get onto your mount again after the dialogue.
Yeah. And if you're wondering why the gate doesn't open, you're typically trying to get a Strider before you get here. So like you would override something on the way, and that's what would open the gate. But since we have the call on New Game Plus, it just pops open as soon as you get on a mount right in front of it. So always interesting to watch.
Yeah. Then again, bottom left selection here. And then get back onto our mount. That here. And now I'm gonna use the map. We have a section over here with the Nora quest line. We basically have 3 quest lines, and the Nora quest line is one, with Errant as another, and with Silence finding out about Zero Dawn and everything, and Gaia is the third one. And one is over here, which is getting to Meridian, which still combines finding out what Zero Dawn is and Errant's quest line. And this is from the Nora part, and we will now go do the Nora part and then go to Mother's Crown to talk to Mireia. And for that, we're gonna cut over the river here to then get into the Massacre side, and then we're gonna ride to Mother's Crown along this line, basically, along this road. I will point out when we cross over, or when we go off-road, or when we take a certain turn, and yeah, the rest is just riding. For example, I like to spam my X button, others do it like periodically. Just know where you're going and be comfortable with your mount, even though it can totally screw you over.
I'm a definitely like a keep on top of my mount's movement kind of guy too. Like I don't trust it to keep going or to get on the road.
My controller keeps disconnecting, which is why I just rode off the road, because it wasn't reacting. Yeah. So first we follow the road here, and then the guided quest marker will split off since it wants us to get to Muzzle's Crown. And there we will take a left turn instead of going towards the tall neck, basically. So yeah, again, riding. This episode will be lots and lots of riding. By the way, this campfire that I just discovered will be used later, and I will point those out if they are important, but just now since I'm right at it, this campfire we will need for a fast travel later.
Is that a corpse next to it?
Then here is Nil. Oh, okay, now. With Nil, let me get rid of this effect and get more brightness. Yeah. Okay, here is Nil. Try to avoid the bodies because your mount can jump over them, and that loses time. You want your mount to move as smooth as possible.
I've never actually seen anyone hit the bodies before.
Yeah. All right, and then over there is the split off that I mentioned before. Right into Devil's Thirst, towards the Tall Neck, towards the Bandit Camp, or whatever, but we are going left towards the Massacre side.
My focus is picking up
So,
some
yeah.
signal. Maybe I can scan it.
Oh, it didn't swap over? Usually it swapped over. I might be misremembering. I like to go left of this little torch because of mount behavior. Just, that is a small part. You will figure those out yourself as well if you are always going right and your mount is always jumping down that little rock. It might be good to just go to the left of it and
there's like a
little off-road thing.
It's a little bit dark, yeah, I think. All right.
So yeah, then we cross through this arc and over this bridge, and now we will go over there towards, oh, I can use my mouse again, towards this crack in the stone, basically.
Okay, yeah, this is where you go up the rock face.
Yeah, and there we can jump up and into the Massacre side, and for that we will just cross over the river over here. And once we are up, we are looking for a small safe circle again. And once that is there, we can restart from save. This one does not save time on PS4 if you are running on PS4 because of the time it takes to save. On PS5 it should still save time, and on PC if you're playing on SSD and you have a fast PC, it should always save time. So yeah, riding over, getting off my mount, and then jumping up here. And we're waiting for the save circle. There it was. I reset from save, and this will put me inside the Massacre site we already see down there. And I will then roll slightly backwards and hit triangle to immediately investigate the Corruptor. I will spam that text with X. You can spam this text. And then I will jump towards a Watcher, investigate that, spam dialogue again, and then get back to my mount before the next save occurs. So, reset from save here. Slightly backwards / left towards the Watcher, then jump up here again and get to your mount. Get onto your mount, and you heard the "you" there, and maybe saw the subtitle from the Nora Brave, I think it's still saying there, and the save circle, and that is when we can reset from save, and this will teleport us into the Massacre site together with our mount, else our mount can't enter this Massacre site. It will not go in there.
I didn't know it wouldn't go in on its own. That's cool. Okay.
It's actually blocked there. Now we spawn here with our mount, and we want to go talk to that guy. And what I like to do is try to place my mount over here to the right of him. We have to go left, though these rocks are not nice when getting out. You jump all the time, you lose time instead of going to the right and then going left. It's not a big extra way to go this way to the right.
Yeah.
But the left is just slower because of all the jumping.
Yeah, the elevation changes are just not a mount's friend.
Yeah. So yeah, we ride forward. I like to press triangle to get off the mount around this tree, this log over here. So my mount goes over, I go over with my mount, but then land right next to him. Like this. My mount stands there, and I'm right next to him, and can immediately talk to him, and then roll forward and get onto my mount. This is again a bottom left selection. And you just spam through it, and after the selection you can hold forward to immediately jump over him and towards your mount.
So you're just kind of spamming through and holding forward when it works,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Exactly. Then again, here we want to go to the right because you already see there's a lot of rocks, and over here it's just like fairly flat. You will get teleported a bit to get out of here. And don't worry, this is normal. Again, your mount usually can't enter, and I guess it just skips over the barrier where it would check that. So just here, you saw the clip.
Oh, nice.
And once you're out of there, you just turn left and go towards Mother's Crown.
Yeah, why run over rocks when you can just clip all the way through them? That makes perfect sense.
So yeah. Now it's just your way to Mother's Crown. And what I forgot to mention is usually right at the gates over here, right when I ride out, I swap to bombs. It doesn't matter because of the reset from save, we will end up on the middle bombs anyways, like I said last episode. Usually I do that there, but you want to be on either bombs or your fire arrows probably to get rid of your mount override. Again, in Zero Dawn, we can get rid of our mount. And over here, by the way, is the right turn to get to Mother's Crown, which is behind that big rock over there. And it's also written on the sign here. We go right. In Zero Dawn, we can, if we lose our mount, we can call a new one immediately. And we use that to our advantage. If I don't get rid of the override of my mount over here, I can't call a new mount where I want a new mount. And this one would have to ride all the way towards me. And to prevent that, I just get rid of the override and then I can call a new one. So, right here at the bridge, we want to fast travel into town. Now, you can already see I have, like, not really discovered these, but, like, seen them at least once. We want this campfire to activate, and for that we need to discover the settlement. This happens on the very first bridge here. So we can ride halfway onto the bridge, get off, throw a bomb at our mount to lose the override, and roll so we don't get knocked back, and we are a bit closer so we definitely get the settlement discovered. And then we can already fast travel into town, and it will put us here so we don't have to walk the rest of the way.
Yeah.
So get off my mount, bomb, roll forward. You saw in the bottom, in the right corner for a quick moment, settlement discovered. You already see the campfire is now green. And I can now fast travel towards that without even having entered the town. And this will skip some walking, as I said.
Yeah.
So now comes Luck of the Hunt, the thing we set up the box for. We now get the side quest for Luck of the Hunt, or the errand, which we will need way later in Gaia Prime. So just keep in mind you need this. So we roll over here. Neat part about it as well. Oh, by the way, you can activate it from down here. So you just have to roll into this corner. Neat part about this is we also discovered this campfire. This campfire we will fast travel to next. But yeah, we talk to him. There's no selection here.
You put that much trust.
So you can go right, you can go left afterwards to be out of there, out of the little hut of his. And then roll over some rocks, jump a bit to get to Maria over here. We want to talk to Maria, and it's a bottom left selection.
They can know what word it is. So I suppose I'm good with a bow.
for your sake.
Yeah, here. It's a bottom left selection, and after that we can hold left to jump over her personal guard, brave, whatever. And then we want to go forward through the little gap between the log pile to the left and the hut to the right. Like right through here, or not a log pile, but a small wooden
Whatever this
structure
is,
and
yeah.
this hut. Yeah, we want to go through here and get over this river over here. And for that we want to jump from down there to over there. So just run in it, jump over, and try not to land in the water. Try to land as far top as you can. Cancel your fall damage with the aim of your weapon, and you should be good.
Your fall animation or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how often do you land in the water there? That looked pretty close.
Usually I don't land in the water. I think I landed there once, twice maybe.
Fair enough.
And I don't know how many attempts I had. I've landed very close to the edge, but also I usually roll onto that rock over there instead of sliding there. So maybe that was also because of not being the
just
way I
momentum,
usually do
right?
it.
Yeah, a little momentum is helpful.
Yeah, should look like that.
So right on the rock there instead of in the first step of water. Yeah, right on.
Yeah, you usually land over there. Then, while jumping up here, you should be on your mount call, or swap over if you are not. And then, a thing about mounts, they can't spawn where you are looking. So we use that to kind of change around the spawns where it can spawn. So here I want to go left. So ideally I want to have my mount spawn there. So I turn my camera to the right. So the mount can't spawn anywhere there, and call my mount, and it's coming from the left. Perfect. Alright. Get towards your mount and right down towards the bridge. And then continue left. And we want to get the campfire that's already on my map here. We want to activate that. And it roughly activates at this small tree over here. So once you reach that, you can see if you get it and then fast travel away. Yeah. So I get towards this and it turns green on my map, on my compass up top, and it says campfire discovered in the bottom right corner as well, right there. And that is the moment I can fast travel to this campfire. So we do that, and we then ride onwards towards the first corrupted zone. For that we will have to cross the river here. And you can choose how you want to kill these. By now I usually do kill them with my Stormslinger. So I swap to my Stormslinger and ride forwards.
Well, since we had a fight.
Yeah, it's a lot of riding this episode.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Lots of pathing. Yeah.
Usually here is where I cross a river and get around that other rock over there. Around this rock, and then they should be to the left and maybe to the right. But if they are to the right, you see them when riding over. And if they are to the left, you just shoot at them. And them is the grazers.
And so do some folks fight them from over here?
No, but you can use fire arrows.
Okay.
And on Ultra, you actually do use fire arrows.
Yeah, and just let them burn down. Right on.
Yeah. So yeah,
okay.
After that we make our way back on track and follow the route marker till over here. And it already marks the pathway we are gonna take, just backwards, basically. It marks it. Towards the second corrupted zone, and yeah, it's pretty straightforward ride.
Yeah.
Oh, and something else. Right now I have 11 bullets still in my Stormslinger. and sometimes we want full 20 for a fight. How do you reload your Stormslinger or your Ice Rail? It's just the same as double or triple notching. You use R1 while you aim. So you aim and R1 and it's back to 20.
Nice.
So yeah. Again, just following the path marker so far. Just left over here. And when you see the sawtooth, potentially, you go right up the hill. Because over there is a sawtooth site. Yeah. There you see it spawn in. And the marker wants us to go left at this juncture. Like there. But we just go up. Over here.
Away from the saw teeth.
Then we are at our next fight. On story, it's just Stormslinger. Just Stormslinger down the corrupted machines here. They can be trolling when they are hiding behind the first little hut. Or if they are just not reacting to you. Or if they are charging you from a blind spot and knocking you off your mount. But usually you should be able to pre-fire most of them and kill them before they even do anything. On Ultra Hard, you use bombs here mainly, I believe. Or did it change to Stormslinger as well? I'm not sure. But bombs are a valid option here as well. If you're...
I think bombs are always a valid option.
Most of the times, yeah. If you're not comfortable with the Stormslinger, or you're out of ammo or whatever, just use bombs. They are fine as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Right, now it looks like I have fairly good spawns. It is a few Watchers, and then 2 Scrappers. One over there in the back we can see, and one up here. And then 1, 2, 3 Watchers. I believe there's a 4th Watcher, but I'm not sure right now.
Might be.
It might be over there. But yeah, just try to shoot guys that could hide first. Like, this guy, he's far away. Either he will charge you down once you ride through here, or he will get behind you and hide. So shoot him first, and then I would continue with the ones up front, and yeah. Again, this changes on their spawns, depending on their spawns. If they are all lined up over here, you can obviously start at the very front. If some are behind the shack, you can't even shoot them from here, right? So it all depends on
so
how they spawn.
These are different depending on when you get here, or it's just always different?
It's always different because of how the RNG works, I guess.
Fair enough, yeah, the pathing might be a little bit different.
I never had really consistent results on how they spawn.
Okay, right on.
I just react. So yeah, shoot that guy.
Right on target.
You, and this guy last. And you see the crest got crossed out. That's your pointer when you can just go.
That's
when
pretty
you
quick.
don't have to shoot anymore. Yeah.
Nice spawns.
And over here there is a difference between PC and console. On console, you can ride around this ledge and then discover the bandit camp. Okay, I'm gonna pause here. You can ride around this ledge. You would probably go a bit higher here. And then towards there, and you will discover the bandit camp, and then you can reset from safe, and you will get put up there on your mount, and you're happy. On PC, that doesn't work. Our mount would not be teleported up there, it would get stuck down here, and we would have to wait ages for it to reach us. So what do we do instead? Since we are on Zero Dawn, we get off our mount. We get rid of the override. I now use the Stormslinger. One shot of the Stormslinger, 1 bomb or 2 fire arrows are enough to get rid of the override. And then I discover it. But usually I would do that closer to this edge. Just because there's a reset point as well. Or a checkpoint as well. So I don't need to go over the ledge.
Right on.
So I roll here. I see the checkpoint. I get the bandit camp discovered. And I can reset from safe.
Nice.
Then Aloy has a dialogue line over here. While that is playing, we roll backwards and angle our camera downhill, basically. So it can't spawn down there. If it spawns behind us, we got unlucky. If it spawns right of us, it's the perfect mount basically, because we want to go right towards the culture border. And on console, you just turn around and go with your mount, obviously, since you're already
you'll be on it. Yeah, you'll be on it already.
Yeah. So now I call my mount. I got a good one. I tried to aim here once, or if I use bombs, I just swap back to the Stormslinger, because aiming it reloads it, or swapping to it reloads it as well. When you restart from save, all your weapons are gonna be unloaded. So I tried to aim once here, so it's just ready when I get to the fight.
See.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it seems like work to keep the Stormslinger like going, ready for fights all the time. But yeah.
Yeah, I have my spots where I have to reload it or whatever, and I try to point them out. Usually those 11 shots are enough for the second corrupted zone. I just reloaded it to show it once. But yeah, now we get towards the culture border and we just Stormslinger. I like to focus on the corruptor first and then get the other machines, but you can do it however you feel comfortable. Where's the last guy? Oh, over there. Okay. It will knock you off your mount once you're done with them. And now you want to sprint towards the gate, and in the meantime, get rid of your mount override. This is not necessary, but this is faster. You can just stick with your mount. Before talking to the guy at the border, you would then call your mount, so it's right next to you after you exit the dialogue, and then you would just ride with your mount down the hill. But a bit faster is it if you kill your mount and get a new one, so it is more risky if you're not familiar with it.
Yeah, it seems like this is another one of those where it's important where you're looking and where you're going in order to get a good mount spawn, coming down the hill.
And since there's a dialogue as well, during that you can't call your mount. If you don't get it, you lose a lot of time. Or if it spawns up the ridge, you lose a lot of time because you can't really get there. And for me, usually that was, even at the very start, that was a rip run if it spawned up there or if I didn't get it. So at the start, I just rode my mount through. I will recommend that when starting out, and then incorporate the strat where you kill your mount and get a new one once you've gotten more familiar with the run. Like, this is not the place where you save the most time. It will come from execution and other parts, mostly. So, yeah.
Yeah, so the consistent way is just, ride it through. Nice.
Yeah. I don't know how much it saved, but it was a few seconds only. It's not even 10 seconds.
And we can show the path if you go down on the mount, like where you would walk through, and then like the difference between like rolling down the hill and then turning the camera to call the mount and stuff.
Yeah.
So
first the normal way. So cutscene, and while standing here I would call my mount, then get into this, get towards my mount, and now I can't move my camera because this counts as a settlement. Okay, but down here, I would roll down here and call my mount there, and then continue on over there. That would be the other way. I will show it off afterwards as well. And right now, it is getting through this, and going through this gate. The guards can be annoying, but basically the two paths would merge over here. Can I now camera? Yeah. Over here they would merge. Basically he would be on your mount with the other strat as well. And yeah. So that's not a long way, but
it does cut off a fair bit. I mean, and it takes out like obviously running into the guards or getting caught on something, because it's not a super wide path or anything like that. So yeah,
what the mount loves to do here is get stuck on the right side over here. With these, where it would jump down or up. With that, where it would jump down or up. And sometimes it got caught on the door as well.
Yeah. That stuff is, yeah, to be expected when you're on the mount, even if it's supposed to be running through the path. So, all right, so that's the mount route, and then it is pretty particular, like where you call it down there too. I know, so because I've seen elk stop runs for having a mount come all the way up here.
Yeah. I would get rid of my mount.
Where you headed, girl?
Again, storm slinger shot, bomb, whatever. Okay, we would jump down here, look down the hill over here, and then call our mount, and it should spawn up here. And that you would do right when you hit the ground over there. Right,
So as soon as you're down the hill, okay.
Yeah. Else you heard Aloy already start talking again. During this dialogue, you can't call your mount. It would lose a lot of time.
Yeah, she talks for a while here about heading over to Meridian and stuff, yeah.
So get your mount call in, and if you're not comfortable with it yet, just go the top route. It's a few seconds slower, but it won't break your run.
No, not at all.
Yeah. So yeah, now we ride to Meridian, where there has actually been a fairly new finding by Hunt that I have not incorporated yet. But I know it. Thanks to Elk, who timed it actually, which way is the fastest. So yeah. The old route would be just to follow the marker, and then use the campfire you get over here. After having done the stuff in Meridian, but I will show the newer stuff if I can remember it correctly, but I believe I do. So I will show that, and it's, I think, 3 seconds faster, and it saves a bit of risk with having disabled some machine spawns because you fast travel closer to them now.
Hunt out here doing good things for HZD. Who would have thought?
Sorry, Gibbed. Insider joke from Alex stream today. Yeah. So
Still a little sore about the accidental quote-unquote banning.
Yeah.
We like to have fun, folks. All
So
right.
it starts out the same. It's a very long ride to Meridian.
Yeah, this is easily the longest ride of the run, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Feels like it anyway.
I think last time I checked it was the longest with like 3-ish minutes, and the rest not even getting 2 minutes in to a ride, even though they feel long as well.
Yeah, these are definitely, like, it's such a strange thing to, like, this gigantic ride all the way to Meridian, like, as you leave, like, you're passing all this stuff. Like, you know, the game is throws a thunderjaw at you up here and things, you know, so it's kind of funny. It's like, here, you can do all this stuff if you want on the way to the main game.
Yeah, actually, I believe at the Thunderjaw, it is where we turn right instead of left, like how we used to. So if you continue left, you get to Meridian as well. But we grab a campfire on the way, which is why by now we turn right over here. Again, here is the Thunderjaw side. So, and there's a campfire. And instead of going left and down towards the river, we go right and down towards the river. And somewhere over here we also cut a bit. I believe we cut over the river over here. I believe that was it. The water is pretty shallow, so your mount should not get... not that shallow. But yeah, getting over here, and we want to grab this campfire. You probably could have gone a bit further down, further south on the map, and get onto the road there to get a bit faster. But yeah, we want to grab this campfire, as I said, and we actually want to walk up here and get to Meridian now from this side. So yeah.
So how does this change?
Oh, yeah. Before we used this campfire for fast travels out of Meridian.
Okay.
And then we would continue on this path towards Meridian, which over here we have to lose our mount and both paths re-merge, basically. And also there's a guy on here, I believe, or here, who is a quest giver for the Frozen Wilds. And he will slow you down. You don't have your sprinting mount anymore, you have your walking mount.
And it slows you down, right?
So yeah. That lost a bit of time as well. So this saves around 3 seconds. This new way of getting to Meridian.
Excellent.
Yeah, but then we don't hear the Forbidden West line anymore.
Less yapping.
How can it be
More speed.
dangerous? It's
what
in
we
the
like around
opposite
here.
direction of the Forbidden West.
But
But yeah,
what are
we
you
get
gonna
down
do?
here at some point. Your mount will be like, nope, I'm not entering it. And I believe it's these 2 stones. Yeah, you see it slow down already. I'm not sure if we are actually faster by now than our mount. So, but at least over here we have to leave our mount because you see mount can't enter this location. So you want to ride up to here and get off your mount before that happens, like over here. So it still rides a bit while you get off. And then you just roll forwards and into Meridian. And once you discover the settlement, you want to fast travel into it. So, and that happens at this corner over here, roughly. So around here, you will a few steps forward, and you will see like the settlement discovered pop up. And something I forgot to do. Usually on the ride to Meridian, I craft ammo. Like right now, I would need stop slinger ammo. I would probably craft one-time arrows and one-time bombs and go back to Stormslinger, because that's the thing we need next. So on that ride, I like to craft ammo, so you have a bit more time after the fast travel to here to craft some ammo. But just before excavation site, we want to have ammo crafted. But yeah. Right, in a few steps, again, you should see the Meridian. Yeah, there it is. Settlement discovered Meridian, and it turned away at the very top. So at this post, you can open your map and fast travel into Meridian. And here you want to hold forward and spam X. Like this, you will immediately get into the dialogue with him because it's like location based. So you have to hold a bit forward to get into the dialogue, and you can already spam X. It is twice top right once you're in the talk with Errant, and then bottom left. So yeah, spam, 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 spam. Top right once. Top right a second time. And then bottom left. And after the bottom left, you can again hold forward and spam X to like just jump over Errant to immediately get going. Like that. And then we roll towards the left here, because we have to get to this group of people for a cutscene to skip. So getting close, skip cutscene. And here I usually roll a bit forward and right to get past Errant there. But then we roll through here. Cutscene skip, I'm still holding forward. I roll once, activate my focus, roll again, investigate, and yeah. Investigate, cutscene skip, roll backwards, jump up the stairs. It's gonna be fast, but basically I skip the cutscene, I roll once, focus, scan the ground, what we have to scan, roll out of it, so my focus is gonna disable itself, so I can immediately investigate it again. There is another cutscene to skip. I'm gonna go back towards the stairs, jump up as I said, do some nice parkouring up the stairs and jump on the ladder, go up the ladder, roll to the right, and I have to investigate twice and skip another cutscene before I can jump down. So yeah, again, I roll into this. Usually I'm sprinting. I scan the hatch. I roll out of it. I examine it. I skip the cutscene. I roll backwards and jump up the stairs. You can stand on this little ledge, so you can jump and jump. Same with this little ledge. You can jump and jump. Then you're usually on here, where you get a footing, and from here you can jump over to the ladder. So where would a restart from save take me? Here. Let's.
Here we are.
Yeah.
Not to break anything.
So yeah.
Are there
Tuck, tuck.
Gotta be at least inside the door, right?
This is a more speedy version of it, even though I didn't get one of the footings, so it's just one extra jump there. And usually I do that right when coming out of the cutscene, and I still have my sprint there.
Right.
So it's all even quicker when reaching the house. So yeah, then we get up, we roll right once, as I said, get towards these bricks, and we have to investigate them twice, once to examine, once to push. This is a cutscene, we skip this, and usually my camera is already facing this way, I guess because I let the cutscene play a bit. Let's go here and jump up again, I guess. So yeah, getting up here again, and this time I'm gonna immediately skip this. Yeah, now my camera is forward. I want to jump down, roll down, sprint down, roll, and either land on that little bit or land on this bit. And then you can roll backwards from either of those to get down here quickly. So, nope. I'm not sure if you die on story. We
You
could
don't want to
test
go all
real
the way
quick.
to the bottom, right?
You don't die. But it's the
Fall
same time
damage is
down,
fall
and
damage,
you
right?
don't have to aim your weapon to cancel the
Oh,
fall damage.
okay. Neat.
But yeah, anyways, you get down here, you get into this hole however you please,
Right.
and then we roll
Yeah.
down here, and there are three things we have to investigate. We have to investigate this journal, we have to investigate the map, and then we have to scan this data point. And we usually go for the journal, then for the map, and then for the data point.
No doubt now. Olin knew I was targeted.
Yeah.
The map. The glyph showed
This second one is pretty quick, by the way. And when you can move out of it, you want to scan this. You usually want your camera angled towards there as well. Like, yeah, because during that you can't move your camera, so you want to have it angled
Mhm.
already.
Like when to start. Yeah.
It is pretty easy to angle it already because you, from the journal to the map, you just have to go direction and a certain direction. If you have it angled correctly, you have to go right and spam triangle, and you will hit the prompt. So you can already look at this data point basically, and once you are able to move, activate your focus, look at it, scan it.
Is there any way to not have to move so much for this? Like when you come in, are you able to like get the prompt for the first one while moving to the second one kind of thing?
It is more like
'Cause I
do
know
them
you
one
have
at
to
a
hit
time, but
triangle.
I believe I know what you mean.
Or is it just like just do them one at a time kind of thing? Like I feel like maybe Elk like rolls into the corner kind of thing, but maybe he grabs that first prompt on his way through. Not sure.
looks like Olin.
You mean like this kind of where I hit the
Yeah.
prompt while still rolling? Yeah, you
Yeah.
can do that, but
Okay.
I
I
guess
just
you
wasn't
have
sure
to-
if now you could immediately get the next prompt or at least just take a step and grab it.
I was targeted.
Yeah,
but-
I mean the roll is still a step, right? And
yeah.
I would be spamming roll and triangle at the same time, anyways.
Right
So
on.
it doesn't really lose time if you don't get this close.
Right.
Again, what will save time is angling your camera here, having your camera angled already, so you can just scan and be in the cutscene. Yeah, you scan the cutscene, scan the dialogue. You'll get a cutscene, And then I roll forward towards Erend. So to disable my focus as well and immediately be able to talk to him.
Proof. Read the last page.
And this is a right selection over here. So you select
Okay.
right and spam through.
Out of the way.
But this time
Don't act.
we want to fast travel out of here.
A few minutes of
Fredridge pa-
But you end up on the quest screen because there's completed quest.
Because of the
What was it?
pop-up.
Yeah. Oh no, it's not completed quest, but a new quest, I believe. With
Yeah, Field of the Fallen.
Field of the Fallen. Yeah.
Mhm.
So you get a new quest. So your touchpad will bring you to this screen instead of the map screen, like it usually does. So you have to press L1 once to get to the map. Then again, depending on what route you took, you either fast travel to this campfire. Again, this is the old route. Or with the new route, you fast travel to this campfire. And usually, you are still on your mount prompt. But because I restarted a bit, I am on my lure call, so I will probably quickly change that. Yeah. When you go to this campfire, you can just call your mount, and usually it spawns over here-ish. And you're fine because you want to go up towards excavation site.
Yeah, you're headed north. Yeah.
For this, I actually don't know which way we spawn. If we can just call our mount, if we should angle our camera first. But this seems like we can just call our mount and hope that it spawns over there. But this should be quick as well. Yeah. Just
As
call your
long as
mount
it
and
shows up.
yeah, just call your mount and be on your way. Again, this is a small ride where you could craft ammo as well if you need it. We want to go to the excavation site, but on our way we are gonna cut into this little canyon. You will see it better when I ride through it, but it is there on the map. And then over here we want to grab a campfire for fast traveling.
And that's right after the excavation site, right? You fast travel out.
Yes, and we will use that campfire for Borderlands as well, if I don't mix them up right now.
Right on.
But yeah. Over here at this pillar, we want to turn right to get through that canyon that I showed earlier. You can go close to this bottom one to not ride through the water as much. And you'll have these speakers, emergency lights, whatever. Antennas, whatever, to guide your way through this canyon as well. Again, as this is the canyon,
Oh,
this
nice.
would have been the normal way, and we want to grab this campfire. For that, we ride onto this little elevated platform over here. And right about there at that second stealth grass red bush, you will discover the campfire. So basically go straight at it, and roughly at this bush you can turn around. You see,
There it
campfire
is.
discovered. It turned green on top as well, on the compass. So there it is. And
Nice.
then you want to turn around to get to the entrance here as quick as possible. And this is one of the spots why we don't take mounted pickup. If you don't get off your mount as early as I did now, you could run into the problem that you want to get off your mount, but Aloy is like, no, let me pick up this HP berry. So either get off early enough or don't have mounted pickup. So yeah, and
It's all
then we
coming
jump
together.
in. Then we jump in, just climb up there, roll, and you can jump along this rock a bit to get into the cutscene with silence. It's cutscene skip, dialogue skip, and then we want to kill everyone with Stormslinger and arrows for the guys up top. There are... Can I move my camera here? Yeah. Over there is one guy. Yeah, over there is one guy, over there is one guy, and worst of all, behind this rock, there's a guy. He can screw you over if he's hiding.
Yeah, and
You
he'll
have
sit
to
there.
either... you have to spam arrows or try to hit him with a bomb or whatever, but he can hide. And if he's hiding and doesn't want to come out, it can take a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
So be aware of that. But for the rest, like these two corruptors we want to Stormslinger, I do that at the very start. Then I usually turn left because there are two guys over here. They can be grouped together. And if they are grouped, you might just need one shot for them. Then there's a guy. Down here there's somewhere a guy. And at the very back there's a guy. This guy at the back can hide behind these barrels and the wagon, which can be quite annoying, but yeah. Just get these kills at the bottom as quick as possible. Again, Stormslinger, at least for these two and probably the two on the left. And the rest, depending on where they are standing, it might be preferable to use bow and arrow, so hardpoint arrows, instead of the Stormslinger.
So like if you have like an obstruction, you mean? So like if one of the little bridges or something is in your way, it can be kind of hard to shoot past those with the Stormslinger. So using an arrow is just a little bit better in those situations.
Yeah.
And then obviously from a distance.
Yeah, again, I killed the guys at the bottom and then turned my attention to the guys at the top. And I got all of them, and Olin will teleport down and
stay on the
on
ground
our
for
way
us.
to him, we want to call our mount because it can spawn inside here. So look towards Olin, call it, and then go into the dialogue with him, which is a very long dialogue, so your mount has time to reach you.
Mm-hmm.
So get over here, call your mount, roll towards him, and dialogue. This dialogue is long and has a lot of choices. What I like to do is go bottom right, top right, top right, top left, bottom left, top left. So basically I do a circle with twice top right, and I end it off with top left.
Cool. I didn't remember there being that many dialogue selections, but this is pretty long when you play it casually.
Yeah, there is a lot of dialogue selections, and a lot of dialogue selections you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, again, I start with bottom right,
I'm the.
then I go top right,
I'm not.
and then this changes, so I go top right again,
What are they? What you? I don't. When they and
then I go top left,
you say hate it. And what's
and then I go bottom left,
where?
and now in Hundo it's different, but on any percent, you do choose to choose the hard to spare him, because that is just a bit quicker. I don't exactly know how.
It's like one or a couple of dialogue skips. It's nothing crazy, I don't think. But
I believe the cutscene is a bit quicker as well.
yeah, at the end, like her walking off or whatever, or him walking off. Yeah.
You choose the hard, so it's top left, and in Hundo you choose your life is forfeit, so the fist, because that is quicker there, so you don't have to talk to him when you do his quest.
Your life is forfeit.
Yeah.
Just want you guys to know.
So yeah, we are gonna say redeem yourself and spam through this dialogue, and then he will just walk off. And now we want to get to our mount, which is usually behind us. So get onto it. And now I opened the map already to show off the campfire, which we got. But usually when you get here, you didn't do that. So when you open your map, it would still fly in like this over here just did.
Mm-hmm.
So what we do is what we do in HFW in the Daunt. We flash our map once and then reopen it to grab the campfire. To immediately be able to go to the campfire.
Nice.
After the fast travel, we want to look out for a few things. By the way, this would be a split point, same with where the fast traveling out of Meridians, that would be our split point there. And at the Kaja border, after talking to the guy, that would be our split point. But yeah, when we fast travel here, we want to look out for Errant. If we see Errant immediately, restart from safe. Else he would take ages to walk to where we need him to be. So we just restart from safe, it teleports him there, and we don't have to wait for him. Or if your mount is going in a weird direction, like it should be facing to the left, or like left and up a bit on the map. right towards this pathway. But if it's facing to the right, it might try to jump up. Restart from safe, it will reset your mount, and you will be going straight. But yeah. I guess I explained this fight here quite well, but I should probably go over it once more. So let's see, this seems like a good save file for it. And now you should see that with the campfire, which I was talking about before. So you grab the campfire, again, campfire discovered. We get over here, climb in, roll towards the cutscene and jump. Skip the cutscene, dialogue spam, Stormslinger.
No, you had your chance.
Kill the guys.
He's being pretty nice today.
Yep. He isn't usually that nice. Call your mount and talk to Olin.
There was
Again, bottom left, top, bottom right, top right, top right,
you said
top left,
such
And what I've heard
bottom left, and top left again.
I didn't.
Mount is up here, so And now you see the campfire flying in and then turning green. So that would be
Yeah.
the reason why we flashed the map.
It's
Then
nice to
this-
see that that's like consistent across the game. So like you do actually have to manipulate the map a little bit.
So yeah. Again, after this fast travel, we want to look out for the things I just said. Errand and our mount being in the wrong spot, basically.
Right on.
And we want to split. I just have to drink. I've been talking.
Take your time, sir. I understand.
All right. So yeah, we fast travel over here. My mount is in the right direction, just my camera is not. So right now I would just spam X and it would be fine. And do we see Errand? We don't see Errand. Perfect. So yeah.
So he's kind of traversing over here to the border, or like Borderlands thing, or the area I think with the ambush. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So, you
you
have to
see him
fight a
fight
couple
over there?
landstorms.
And I would swap over to my Stormslinger here. And if it's too empty, 4 shots usually are not enough because you double shoot some things or miss 1 shot. So I would have reloaded my Stormslinger as well. Again, it's aim and then R1. You have to kill that Watcher and kill these 2 Lanthorns. And then go towards Errand and talk to him. For Errand, it is a top right. What happened to your sister? And then a bottom left. Over here, you get knocked off of your mount. I believe towards these rocks. Over here it is. After that, I like to do 4 rolls, call my mount, and then roll till it catches up. Because you can't immediately call your mount again. So I get on my mount. Yeah. So yeah, you get knocked off your mount.
And this
Again,
is obviously all scripted, so you're not
2,
like getting way
3,
out ahead of
4.
Errand and the
I
quest and
call my
stuff.
mount. And then roll forward and get onto my mount as soon as I can. Then over here there's gonna be a big blood pool on the ground. Not the first one over here to the right, but the second one over here. You want to get off your mount a bit earlier, or you can get off your mount here as well. Just know that you carry a bit of momentum from your mount, and your mount obviously carries momentum. But this is the only thing, like this blood pool between the bushes is the only thing we need to investigate here. And after investigating it, Aaron is currently talking in the background, but after we have investigated it and Aloy has done her little dialogue line, there will be cutscene to skip, and then we can get immediately back onto our mount.
these look like drag marks. Did someone move a body through here?
So yeah, cutscene skip, get back onto my mount. get back onto my mount, and ride again. And we will get knocked off again, but then we can get back onto our mount immediately. What we want to do is we want to place some proximity bombs. So first we're going up. And right at that tree over there, we're gonna get knocked off. I like to not spam any buttons here, because it can be weird with your mount that you can get knocked off and not be able to get back on. But it also can happen that you get back on immediately without even touching the ground. Like Aloy just magnetizes back to the mount. I don't like to gamble that, because if you don't get that, and you most often don't get that, it can be that your mount is locked for you, and that loses a lot of time. So not gonna do that, not gonna risk it, just get back onto your mount with one roll and then pressing triangle.
Interesting.
And yeah, once we reach the top, we want to place our proximity bombs near another dead tree, and later we want to manipulate our Ravager spawns, so once spawns there, it immediately dies. For Ultra Hard, I believe you don't do the proximity bombs, but you have to be careful for a guy that can be bugged out, and
Nice.
I guess that will be something for the Ultra Hard addendum,
Nope.
but he can be bugged out and you have to shoot him immediately. So yeah. And so yeah, here's the knockoff, and the most guys up here will be killed with bow and arrow.
Yeah.
So now we ride over here, and you see that dead tree. This dead tree. We aim roughly at that with our proximity bombs to lay them into this stealth grass over there. And I think 6 are enough, but I usually place as many as I can. Yeah, right, riding forward towards the cutscene, just aim roughly in that direction, and it should be enough. And close before I hit the cutscene, I already swapped to my hardpoint arrows. Walk into the cutscene and skip it. I like to aim at this guy first, then the second guy up there, the guy down here, and then the last two up there. And after killing the last guy, I swap to my Stormslinger and turn around my camera. There are, I believe, 4 spawn locations for the Ravagers. 2 are behind here, like over there and there somewhere. Then 1 is where we place the proximity bombs, and 1 is over here, behind that structure. And we want to look at this structure so it doesn't spawn there. It's similar with how the mount can't spawn where we are looking. We want to look here so it can't spawn there, and it chooses to spawn on our proximity bombs and die immediately. Because of the story, they do enough damage to kill a Ravager.
Uh-oh. What's that?
I think it's calling in machines.
So yeah.
Get ready.
And we took out our Stormslinger, and once this guy comes running
cool.
in,
I don't think
we
I've
kill it,
actually
and
ever
before
noticed
that,
that
you
this
already
was a
saw
difference in
the
strat on
machine
story.
killed, and you heard the explosions from the proximity bombs. So we kill the second one over here and wait for the cutscene to skip. So here's a cutscene to skip. After that, we have to investigate some stuff. It's gonna be 4 investigations we have to do, and we want to place our mount already with calling it at a specific spot, so it should be in the right spot, so it can troll you a bit by going further or going to the left or going to the right, so it can obstruct your investigation a bit, or it can be not in place. So yeah.
Yeah.
Over here, we have to investigate the weapons. Then we have to investigate the rocks. We have to investigate these bits of
Disappearing
leather.
microphone.
And at the very end, we have to investigate this tripod. And how I named them is also our usual way of doing it. Our usual order. Yeah, our usual order, because they are bop, bop, bop. These are in a line like this, and that's just out of the way, basically.
Yeah, they're kind of in that that line, right?
Yeah, and between these two, we can call our mount, so we hope for it to end up around here. Because
so
this
do
is where
that
we're
one
gonna
last.
end up at the very end. So it, if it's here, we are just able to get onto it immediately. So what I like to do is I like to call it after having examined the weapons. You could also call it before examining the weapons, and yeah,
Find something I've missed.
just find out how your mount placement is best for you. But I would recommend calling it while on one of these two. One of these two sets.
These look
So
like
yeah.
Vanguard
What I like to do again is call it on the second one.
versus men didn't fight back. Those rocks
Call it and immediately investigate.
hid these stones. Something I've never seen before. What are those?
Here you could also roll while pressing triangle, while getting the prompt to get a bit more distance. I will show that on the blood pool. You don't have to investigate the
bad.
blood pool. Important. You don't have to do that. I'll just show it here like this.
A lot of people died.
I investigated that, even though I'm over here a bit further away. I could have done that with like the leather bits, like roll down here, and while rolling out, press triangle. But if you miss it, you lose time off the roll and all that. The more consistent way is just to get over here and investigate them like normal. So the last thing we investigate is the tripod. And after investigating the tripod, we get a save circle and we can reset from save.
Could mount some
Right.
equipment on that thing. There, by the tripod. A used power cell.
There's a save circle, there's a quest update, and we can reset from save. Then we're gonna roll right and talk to Errant. Cutscene skip, and we should be next to our mount if it stands anywhere close to the backups here. So we just get onto our mount, and because we resetted from save, this campfire is actually immediately loaded in, and we didn't have to double tap our map. This campfire can troll you as well, so if your mount is going down the hill in a direction you don't want, you can immediately reset from save and it will be aligned preferably. Even though this campfire is bad for teleporting. You see, this is how you want your mount, but sometimes it's just walking down there. Like, it's walking down. Just reset from save, so you can then ride off here.
Oh, sure.
And I believe I could show that again to padding the runtime, but I wouldn't be confident in doing another split in time. So I will just show all of Ambush again. Just gotta find a good save. I believe you might be good.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea.
So yeah, okay, perfect. So swap to Stormslinger. Again, this
Like
now
the fight with Aaron, yeah.
was reloaded because of the fast travel.
Nice.
Swap to the Stormslinger, right towards Errant and the fight.
Loads it.
It's Errand.
Gets the kills here. Wow. Talk to Errant, top right, bottom left.
Start the shot. Yeah. Come on.
Get onto your mount. Pull out your proximity bombs. Swap to mount because I wasn't on that because of the loading.
I'm all the way out here.
1, 2, 3, 4 on my mount and roll till it reaches me and I'm able to get on
You
it.
get kicked off.
Broke the ceasefire as soon as they set foot in the cleft.
Yep. Again, you only need to investigate the second one. You don't need to investigate the first one.
Drop off at the blood pool.
Skip the cutscene, get back onto your mount. Follow the cart tracks that are and the blood spots, which are totally not visible to the human eye. That's why we need Aloy and her focus. So, yeah. Get knocked off again. And right in. Aim
course.
roughly at the dead tree. Up, up, up. Hardpoint arrows. Where is he? I can't see him.
Uh-oh. What's
Yeah.
that?
Angle your camera so it spawns in the bombs. There it is. Here's the last one.
He was like right in the perfect spot to just kind of blend in, yeah.
And get over here.
There's no blood on them. Ursa's men didn't fight back.
Beautiful
Again,
work.
here you can either call it on the rocks or the weapons, because
Weapons?
as you can see, that can happen on the rocks. On the weapons,
mount
it could
on the
also be in
rocks.
your way.
What are those leather straps?
So now I did roll over the leather straps and a bit to the back here
Rock with blood on it.
while investigating it.
Yeah.
Looks like you could
Yeah.
put some equipment on that thing. There, by the tripod. A used power cell.
Oh, so you kind of go all around that side then. Okay,
Roll
cool.
right, and this time it would be
You get
another
that
roll
little
right
extra that
and
makes it worth it.
fast travel. This time it looks like my mount would move to the left a bit.
Purpose.
So this could be a potential R. But it would have straightened out. Yeah.
Cool.
So on this fast travel, there is the split for our ambush split usually. And
Yeah.
Is also when I started learning this run, this was like the first part I did. Like from the start of the game till here was the part that I repeated for like 5-6 times before I
Oh.
went further.
Nice.
Just because of time I had back then.
Yeah, I mean, and we always suggest, right, like doing this in parts when you want to learn a run. Like do it,
Yeah.
you know, do a quarter of it, or do like another, you know, do a half of it and run it a few times, get it down, and then like move on to the next part, because like it really can be a lot to take in over an hour and a half run, you know, like or more. So just, you know, take this in chunks, which is why we do them in episodes, right? It's like, here's a good amount, we think, now from Corruptor to Ambush that you can practice this all together. We've got nice casual explanations, and it just makes it work out really well. So
Yeah. I even add on the first 9 minutes ish of the run. Because that episode was mainly set up as well.
yeah, and
Even though
that's important, right?
It might be good to practice proving itself, because that is littered with small details.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
Proving there's so much stuff.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you're going to spend a lot of time for sure. Just the fight itself is a lot. So
Yeah, and add in the skips before that.
awesome.
But
Well,
yeah,
Scar, thank you again for another episode of Zero Dawn, New Game Plus story. We gonna do this again next week, folks. We'll go to Maker's End. We'll leave, you know, we'll spend some time on the different ways you can climb up Maker's End, and what people are doing now.
maybe Maker's End will be its own episode. Like nothing
We will
else,
be-
just Maker's End.
We'll just be
Because-
doing a whole Maker's End episode, yeah.
Yeah, because after that we have War Chief's Trail and up to Ring of Metal, and I believe that's like a nice chunk to have together because it's all the Nora quest line.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll
So,
see.
Probably next week, Maker's End, and depending on the time, either the whole Nora quest line or just parts of it.
Yeah. There are parts of this run where we're going to spend a fair bit of time because of, you know, tough skips and things like that. Zero Dawn, Gaia Prime, like they have some spots where it's just like, hey, you really got to watch your pathing and like know where you're going the right way. I mean, skipping the Stormbird fight, all that kind of stuff, right? So, so yeah, we've got quite a few episodes coming, I think, for this one. And, you know, we'll keep dishing them out. You guys keep watching. Anyway, thank you very
guys
much.
Next week, I guess.
And we'll sign off here.